Amado has been one of the most elusive characters in the series so far, and pretty recently in chapter 69, we finally got to see the long-awaited Eida and Amado interaction. But the thing with this chapter in particular was Eida and Amado didn't actually interact too much, and I really find it interesting to how they didn't really put that much emphasis on Amado this chapter. It was really mostly just a Eida and Delta interaction with a little bit of Eida and Shikamaru interaction, and Amado was still there, but the panel was mostly centered around the conversation with Eida and Shikamaru. Now, what I found very interesting about this chapter is that some of our theories where we're saying that Amado might potentially be immune to Eida's infatuation ability because he might indeed be related to Eida might be disproven or even proven in the coming chapters. And what I particularly like about this chapter is I don't think it necessarily proves or disproves that theory because of just not enough information in this chapter so far. I think we need to see a little bit more of Eida and Amado interacting with each other. And the way that Amado was sort of describing her ability was that everybody gets affected by her ability different. It could be a fever, it could be like Delta where she's incapacitated and is unable to move because she's just so head over heels over Eida. It can affect the person in a wide variety of ways. Now, I think that Amado is sort of putting on some sort of act. I don't think Amado is susceptible to Eida's ability. The reason why I say that is because if Amado was doing this work on Eida, or if he, created her, right? I just think that there's some way that Amado has implemented to negate that ability. And I think right now Amado, even though he might be surprised that Eida is back, I think he's sort of putting on an act right now, potentially have Eida lower her guard. That way he can, maybe take her out. But I think right now he's putting on all an act. I think that if he sort of plays along, he might be able to get himself out of the situation. Probably one of the smartest characters that have been introduced into the Boruto series, and even compared to some of the likes of Shikamaru are pretty up there in terms of intelligence. So I wouldn't put it past me that Amado is low-key scheming, and the moment he saw Eida, went ahead and put on this act for the rest of the group. And we've known Amado put on acts before, right? I mean, he put on an act in front of Jigen for years, right? Years and scheming, and had a stone cold face, but when it came time to betray Jigen, he switched up like that. So I'm not putting it past Amado that he has some sort of trick up his sleeve to sort of get out of this. The way that they've been portraying Amado for these past couple chapters have made it seem like he's on our side, right? And if you're reading the Boruto manga, you're like, damn, Amado made us this robot, and this robot that Amado's working on is Delta, and Delta actually seems to be on our side, and Amado hasn't really done anything too suspicious besides that bringing back Kawaki's karma. But it was sort of seemed like Amado sort of favors the Elite Village, right? But there's some inconsistencies to where I just said, like, hey, Amado bringing back Kawaki's karma, and sort of seeming like Amado has some sort of personal interest in Kawaki, and that he has some sort of ulterior motives at play and could be up to something nefarious. So it's really interesting how they're depicting Amado's character in the story so far, and sort of giving us like both sides, like, hey, he could be good, he could be bad, and sort of putting us at this point to where it's really hard to decide what side Amado's on right now. I'm more so on the fact that I think Amado's still playing us like a fiddle, and I don't think he should be trusted at all because Amado seems very, very suspicious right now, considering that the conversation did get interrupted because of code. So that's kind of why I'm saying that, we still got to be on the lookout, still got to be on the watch, because Amado could indeed have something up his sleeve. However, I think that we need Kawaki to actually be introduced into chapter 70, because I think that's when we can sort of see Amado's plans start to show its true colors, right? We know that Amado wants something to do with Kawaki. We don't know what it is, but he has invested a personal interest into Kawaki, even so far into going and putting the karma cell back on him without his knowledge, just in case he needed it, right? And even so far as, during the Yoshiki fight, seeming worried that Kawaki was okay, was he fine, stuff like that. So there's something amok to where Kawaki is a perfect piece of that puzzle. However, with this latest deal that Shikamaru introduced, to where if Eida works with the Hidden Leaf Village, then she can have Kawaki. I think that may not fall in line with what Amado wants, right? And I think Amado is actually going to be very against this idea, because Amado needs Kawaki for whatever he's planning. So Eida is already conflicting with what Amado's plan is sort of centered around, right? So, in these next coming chapters, it's going to be very interesting to see if Eida decides to join a Leaf Village for Kawaki. How is that going to sort of impact the work that Amado has been building up towards to get Kawaki for whatever means he wants him for, right? And, Eida is not going to let Amado do whatever he wants with Kawaki, right? Because Eida is quote unquote attracted to Kawaki and wants Kawaki for herself. So I guess the two are going to sort of have to duke it out or fight about it, or whatever the case may be, as Sue sort of gets Kawaki for their own personal gain. And it's kind of interesting how they might be actually fighting for Kawaki in the near future. And yet again, Kawaki being at the center hole and not really being his own person, and sort of getting passed around, from person to person, and not really having, a stable place to be. So if that is the case, then I can kind of see where this dynamic is sort of going. But hey, kind of want to hear what you guys think about it. Do you guys think that Amado is still playing tricks on us? Do you think he's playing some sort of mind game, sort of making us think that, he's actually shocked by Eida, he's affected by her ability, things like that? Or do you think that he's perfectly innocent and he's just this old man that happened to just end up in this situation and might potentially even die in this, right? But yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys think about it. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and join the Discord, and I will see you guys later. Peace. So